Smash the like button if you believe that I'm a bigger attraction and draw than Kenny Omega. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why the WWE wants to work with me. I bring in eyes to any product. I can be the next Ted DiBiase for the WWE.
It looks like Omega is hating on the World Wrestling Federation, but he is not including All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling. I don't know why. Why are you picking on the World Wrestling Federation in how they do business? At the end of the mother effing day, they are doing better business than your company. Why don't you take notes? Stop taking shots. So, Omega had an interview. This man said, in a couple of more years, we are going to see Logan Paul versus Mr. Beast at WrestleMania. That's a shot, right? Because he knows that the World Wrestling Federation, they love working with social media stars. I'm like, bruh, why not? That's where it's at. Dude, TV is dead, right? The most famous people in this world are no longer on TV. They are on YouTube, TikTok, Kick, Rumble, Twitter. TV is dead. So you better get with the program. It's like, okay, let's say Triple H books Mr. Beast versus Logan Paul. Why not? Social media is where it's at. Social media also makes money. Mr. Beast is a multi-millionaire off of the internet, right? TV is dead. Social media is king. That's where the money's at. Logan Paul, yes, he does bring in tons of young moolah to the World Wrestling Federation because clicks equals likes. Hence why I make young moolah baby on YouTube, because clicks equals money. So when the World Wrestling Federation brags about Logan Paul bringing in tons of clicks on social media, that brings in money. YouTube equals money. Clicks on Twitter, that equals money. Facebook, TikTok, it's all revenue. Logan Paul brings that in. It's not about TV. TV is more so luxury. That's what it is. But that's not where the money's at. The money is on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, social media. So this is why All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling will always be behind, because they have a caveman mindset. Their mindset is in the goddamn past. So the business is changing. You don't need to work over 10, 15 years to main event WrestleMania. All you have to do is be a big time star on social media. Yeah, duh. Because this society evolves. It has to change. TV is dead. Right now, as we speak, I Show Speed is more famous than Matthew McConaughey. Right now, as we speak, Jake Paul is more famous than Brad Pitt. That's my point. So why not bring those guys in? You have to evolve with the times. Actors don't draw. Hollywood movie stars, they don't draw. I Show Speed, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Mr. Beast, KSI. Those guys draw money. They draw clicks. Clicks equals revenue. Clicks equals money. That's why All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling is behind. Triple H, Nick Khan, they bring in whoever is hot. I Show Speed is hot. Logan Paul is hot. You bring in anybody who has a goddamn name, who brings in clicks, who brings in revenue. That's called supply and demand. If I Show Speed is bringing in damn near 2 million likes per post on Instagram, why not bring that guy in and do a collab? That's going to equal money for the World Wrestling Federation. Let's talk about I Show Speed being speared by Braun Breaker. That video went viral. When was the last time All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling has had a viral clip? Newsflash, only I give All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling viral clips. Look it up. Check my resume. Check my YouTube shorts. Every time I talk shit about All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling and I make a YouTube shorts, that video goes viral most of the time. Is that good or bad? Okay, here's proof. Let's talk about last year. I made a video about Sting. It was a YouTube shorts video. I said that Sting did nothing to elevate Darby Allin, because last time I checked, Darby Allin is still in that mid-card. Guess what? That video now has over 300,000 views. That means People agreed with my facts. Sting did nothing for Darby Allin. But why did that video go viral? Right? The only time All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling goes viral is when you talk shit about All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling. That's why you are behind. So Omega has some nerve to take a sneak dig at the World Wrestling Federation just because they work with the hottest guys on social media. Why not? They give you the most clicks. Let's make money together. That's called business. Hell, a lot of people don't know that All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling exists. Just imagine if Tony Khan Man brought in KSI, somebody with a social media name, a social media audience. All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling would be better off. Oh yeah, by the way, to my knowledge, I think Tony Khan did try this. So I don't know why Omega is taking a shot at the World Wrestling Federation. Didn't Tony Khan bring in that old guy and his fat son? Hold on. Didn't Tony Khan bring in that old guy and his fat ass son? Right? He brought those guys in because they were hot on social media. So why are you throwing the World Wrestling Federation under the bus when you do it? Your company also does it. So please, shut the hell up. Every time, every week, every month, somebody like Omega or Ospreay, you have to take a shot at the World Wrestling Federation for something that you should be doing. Why not bring in KSI? Why not bring in Aiden Ross? Right? Hell, why not bring in Jack Doherty? Somebody. At least he drives in clicks. He drives in revenue. Why not? Listen, this is the new wave of the future. Bringing in YouTube stars, bringing in TikTok stars, bringing in IG stars. That's the new wave of the future. You have to live with the times, Omega. This is no longer 20 years ago. This is 2025, where guys on YouTube are more famous than Hollywood actors. Legacy media is dead. We have more influence on politics, elections. Okay, let's talk about Kamala Harris. This female tried to get behind so many rappers, so many famous celebrities. And guess what? She lost. She failed. Taylor Swift does not have power. Guys on YouTube, they have more power and more influence than Taylor Swift. What about Caitlin Clark? That female also endorsed Kamala Harris. What did that do? The Avengers also endorsed Kamala Harris. What did that do? Obama endorsed Kamala Harris. So many famous people endorsed Kamala Harris. And guess what? She still lost by a landslide. Why? Because the Donald had backing. He had major support from so many right-wing guys on YouTube with huge followings. That's why the Donald won. Because nobody cares about celebrities. We care about social media stars. Those are the new celebrities, and that is facts on facts. IShowSpeed has over maybe 40 million subs on YouTube? So who's more famous by that same logic, right? Robert Downey Jr. or IShowSpeed, right? That's my point. I'm telling you, being a TV star is like the equivalent of the newspaper. I'm sorry. Right now, as we speak, becoming a TV star, I would say it's the equivalent of a newspaper. It's going out of style. Soon, it will be extinct. It's all about social media. It's all about podcasts. It's not about TV shows, bruh. Okay, here's my point. A TV network can cancel a TV show. And guess what? Those actors will go unemployed until they find a new TV show. But on YouTube, you cannot cancel a YouTube channel. That's my point. Those men, those females are independent. And guess what? Some of them, they make more money than TV stars. So why not collab with them? This is no longer 20 years ago where Hollywood ran TV or Hollywood ran society. It no longer does. This society, it revolves around social media. For example, Pat McAfee. The only reason the World Wrestling Federation signed Pat McAfee because of his social media following. Pat McAfee was never a TV star. He was always a social media star. And that's why he makes tons of young moolah, baby. He was never a TV star. Always a YouTube star. That's who Pat McAfee is. Okay, for example, let's say ESPN fires Shannon Sharp. He does not care. His life is on YouTube. This man has Nightcap. This man has Club Shay Shay. So that means he has a safety net just in case ESPN fires him. But guess what? He does not need ESPN. They need him. He does not need them. Pat McAfee. ESPN, they need him. He does not need them. He dictates his demands, his schedule, not ESPN. And guess what? ESPN is a major TV network, but they know that this society is ran by social media. Okay, how about last year? Last year, they invited Kai Cenat on First Take ESPN, a social media star. They did that because Kai Cenat drives in revenue. He drives in clicks for YouTube, TikTok, IG, Twitter, etc. Not TV stars. It's all about the YouTube stars, the guys and the females on Twitch. Okay, how about this? TV needs Kai Cenat. TV needs IShowSpeed. But those two men, they don't need TV. That's my point. So Omega, he's living in the past. This man has a caveman Stone Age mindset where you have to struggle on the indies. You gotta grind. Then you can main event WrestleMania, but you gotta grind? No. Whoever draws the most money should main event WrestleMania. So if Logan Paul fights Mr. Beast in the main event of WrestleMania, I say why not? Mr. Beast is the most popular man on YouTube. So that's going to drive in revenue, is going to sell tickets. Why not bring in the most famous band on YouTube? That's called business, Omega. I don't understand. Mr. Beast draws more money than that All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling roster combined. So why wouldn't you bring in a Mr. Beast to drive in more eyes, drive in more revenue to your company, your struggling company? That makes sense, right? Kamala Harris, she's proof that becoming a TV celebrity, that's dead. That's old. It's about social media. And the fact that Kamala Harris did not work with anybody on social media, that's why she lost. Imagine, she had every celebrity endorsement, and yet she still got her ass whooped. Because stars on social media, we have our ears to the goddamn streets. We relate to the public. We are the public. It's just we have a big voice that people follow, which means we have more influence on elections, politics, than celebrities. Celebrities don't know a damn thing about politics. So why would you take them seriously? If they are a paid sponsor, they are a paid endorsement, right? That's fake. That's not genuine. But a YouTube star with a huge following who is just a regular person with a huge following, people are going to take that person way more seriously than Brad Pitt. I guarantee it. Hell, have you seen my TikTok page? I have major influence. People take me seriously. I have multiple viral videos on TikTok based on my opinions. What does that tell you? I'm a guy behind a microphone with major influence on social media. I swear, man, Omega is very passive aggressive. This was a shot at the World Wrestling Federation to say that that company is on the verge of eventually booking Mr. Beast versus Logan Paul. You see, I knew what he meant because I get it. I knew what Omega was referring to. He thinks they are en route to eventually book an all social media main event for WrestleMania. But he was joking, but I knew what the fuck he was talking about. That was a goddamn shot. What Omega is saying is, you don't need to be a veteran fake pro wrestler who grinded on the indies to main event WrestleMania. Yes, that's a shot. for him to say they would book Logan Paul and Mr. Beast just because they are famous on YouTube. Yes, that's a shot. Because he's saying you don't need to grind to main event WrestleMania. All you have to do is beat IShowSpeed or Jake Paul. But how is that a bad thing? Listen, if those men are drawing more money than Braun Breaker, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, why not book them for WrestleMania by that same logic? This is a business. You book whoever draws the most money on the card. That's what Al Snow said. He said the best match on the card is the match that draws the most money. It's about money. Forget the fans. Forget 5-star matches. Which match is going to drive in the most revenue? Common sense. Let's book Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. That match makes sense. Let's book the new John Cena, Cody Rhodes versus the past, which is John Mother effing Cena. Listen, I get it. Omega was exaggerating. He was being hyperbolic, but he was hating. He was jealous. He was jealous because All Elite Fake Pro Wrestling, they cannot book a big-time celebrity for their shows. Still to this day, they are trying to book Kendrick Lamar for Dynamite. But let's be honest, if we see Kendrick Lamar in Fake Pro Wrestling, most likely it will be for the World Wrestling Federation because that's the bigger company. Okay, how about this? A couple of years back, the World Wrestling Federation had a commercial about WWE 2K. And guess who was in that commercial? Tim the Tap Man, a famous YouTuber. Mr. Beast is so famous that Fortnite gave him his own skin. What about Dr. Disrespect? That man has been a DLC on multiple video games. That's how famous he is. That man draws money on social media. So why not work with him? First off, you don't have to be on TV to be called famous. TV is dead. You can be an icon by not going on TV. Look at IShowSpeed. You can be a legend by not even showing your face on TV because this society has grown. We have evolved. TV is no longer king. YouTube is king. Just like how podcasting killed radio. That's my point. Eventually, YouTube is going to kill TV entirely to a point where the new celebrities will be YouTubers and social media stars. For example, let's be honest. It seems like Maven is a more famous YouTuber than he was a fake pro wrestler. Hell, you can make the argument that Jim Cornette is a more famous YouTuber than he was a fake pro wrestling manager.